Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of the Realm Recap. I am Jason from Yakface.com, joined once again by Fly Guy from FlyGuy.net.
Good evening, Internet.
Hello, everyone, and this week we are going to talk about a few things, kind of covering a little bit of Hasbro stuff. There's been a few announcements, revelations, surprising and disappointing all in the same time. It's going to kind of run the gamut here once again. I think we'll start off this week kind of knocking out Sideshow, just to kind of get that out of the way before we kind of get into the main nitty-gritty of what happened with Hasbro this week, I think. But Cad Bane went up for pre-order. This is Cad Bane in the Denal disguise, the 6th scale. The 6th scale figure from Sideshow.
The one thing that just jumps out at me before we go in is there's no way that helmet would ever fit in that huge head.
Right. Yeah.
It's just
I thought
really
the same
silly.
thing. Is the helmet intended to fit over the head? I doubt it.
I know.
It's just a switch out head, and it makes it all that much more,
Nuts.
nuts. It's like they're obviously rehashing the same sculpts for.
Yeah, the same
They're
clone.
not coming up with anything new other than the Cad Bane head. So
Yeah.
not a lot of investment as far as new tooling on their part. So
Yeah, it's just another clone, but
yeah. But I don't think that is a new helmet though, because we haven't received that helmet with the visor, right?
well, we
Or
have
did we
Commander Bly.
with Bly?
Yeah, it's just kind of reused, so yeah, not really any
No,
new
no.
features on this one. But
Was Bly that helmet, or was Bly like the
well, it was a different helmet. What I mean is the
Phase
visor.
3?
The
Oh,
visor.
does the visor come off, or is it a separate
No, I
piece?
don't think so. No, it's fixed on and very, very immovable on Bly's from memory.
Hmm.
It doesn't move very easy. So, yeah, look, if you're into, I mean, a lot of people just love this line and really are deeply embedded into the 1/6 scale line by Sideshow. So, on it trucks. I mean, the recent two, I've not got my hands on them yet, but we'll do shortly. The recent clone troopers and the kind of deluxe clone troopers. So I think this is what this is with the more dings and the weathering on it,
Right.
which is nice. So it's the newer clone version. But yeah, he's kind of quizzing there. Can I fit this helmet in my head? It's just huge noggin on him. It's massive. So, but yeah, I'll be buying it. I'll be sad. I'll be as usual, cloneaholic, sucked in.
So do you recall? Did that go up for pre-order today? This week at the 139 or 149 price? Do you?
I think it was 139. I'll just click there and tell you in 1 second. But it went up on Thursday in the US, Friday for me in the UK. But yeah, I think it's kind of low cost.
149.99.
149.99. Yeah, so you're paying for Bane's noggin, basically the
Bane's
extra
noggin
money.
and a exclusive base if you're getting the.
That's right, nice
version.
base. It's a nice base on that one.
Yep.
So that was 1/6.
1/6. Something you had revealed just a couple days ago.
Yes. So this was the catalog that a lot of people buy from is Diamond themselves, and they have a lot of stuff buried within the catalog. And a local store here was just they had this catalog, and we were talking about some of the products. They get a lot of Gentle Giant stuff, and I just happened to look in the list and say, oh, Wicket, Gentle Giant Jumbo Vintage. So it's basically there for people to order. It's just not yet been announced by Gentle Giant. It's hardly, I mean, as I said on the blog post there, it's hardly riveting news, really, because, I mean, we knew we got the Biker Scout announced, and it was going to be coming, but it was the date that caught my eye, really, was the June 2015. I thought, maybe this is an exclusive, but then again, of course, it couldn't be because it's in the catalogue, so it's not really a convention exclusive like Lando we had before at Celebration and so forth, but I don't know, assuming we'll get something at Celebration next year, there'll probably be some kind of exclusive. Don't know what it could be, but yeah, that was just a nice one that propped up there, so...
yeah, like this leak announcement. I mean, I think the Ewoks are going to be a popular line for it's kind of like a subline, almost like the bounty hunters or
Yep.
Hoth characters. It's like Ewoks. You could focus
They're
on
just
the
set.
5 or 6 you know Ewoks that had come out, and
Hmm.
kind of build a little mini focus collection on those jumbo figures. But Wicket was one of my favorite Ewoks anyway, as far as the vintage figures, just how small he was and how kind of cute he looked. So I think this one will be a popular release once it's officially announced and goes up for sale.
Not for sure. But I mean, I guess you're paying that money for something that's so small.
Right.
Kind of like, it's really not much bigger than a 6-inch scale figure, really, maybe 8 inches, I suppose, something like that. Don't know. I'd love to see the pricing on it, put it that way, and I didn't have that on that list.
Right.
So, yeah, just interesting to see it. So, more jumbo is coming. It's an expensive line to get into, that's for
Yeah.
sure. But, and next up, I think, was more in that normal scale where after, which is 6-inch, which was God, everyone went in a frenzy about this. They finally got the solicitations for um, Hasbro's 6-inch Black Series Wave. This is where it starts getting a little confusing. There is Wave 5. So we're looking at DarkSideToys.com. I'll just get their page up and show the different sizes. There is a Wave 5, but there's also a Wave 6. And again, I saw this on this Diamond list as well this week. It is called, Hasbro have called this Wave 6, although it's actually really a Wave 5 kind of revision, as some other sites have called it. But
Right.
it's Hasbro that are labeling it Wave 6.
Hmm.
So just in case anyone's confused and you think, well, hold on, that wasn't, Wave 6 has got the next stuff in it. But yeah, it's a little confusing. But they have quite a few that's listed now, finally. So this Vader that we saw at Toy Fair, and Luke Jedi, and Sandtrooper, Chewie, and of course whatever way you want to order it and whatever splits you want to get. But this other case, this case of 8, is the kind of interesting one because it's repacked with 3 Fets, which some people really seem to be really split around. I don't know what your thoughts on it are, but
I think there's two collector communities, I think, that want that Fett figure. There's the people
yeah.
that haven't initially found it, and then there's the customizer
Hmm.
community that wants it. And I think having 3 Fets in there is a great idea.
Mm.
Um, I've seen people, oh, Boba Fett's going to be a peg warmer. I highly doubt it.
No,
Um,
yeah, no,
it's
no way.
it's just one of those figures that is going to sell through. And I sent off an email to Hasbro asking about this particular case. It's like it's an 8-figure case assortment,
Hmm.
and it's
Hmm.
the only one of the Black Series 6-inch scale so far. It's like, is this something new that's going to go forward? Are you know next assortments going to be the 8 case pack, or is this just something one-off to get more Boba Fett's out in there? Is there going to be a revision, 2 that has this same assortment of, you know, Wave 5 quote unquote figures and have different carry forward figures in it? Like, let's say, replace the 3 Boba
With
Fett figures with
clones or
clones or stormtroopers, or, is this kind of a transitional case, or just kind of a,
new way of
you know,
working or something.
yeah, it's just,
Well, I mean, Amazon, for example, are still stocking the Boba Fett for about $40 or $50, which is an
right.
indication of how much demand is, I think. I
Hmm.
mean, a lot of retailers, again, we're just showing Dork's idea, they're $24.99 for if you want an individual Fett, or you buy it in cases and assortments. So there's still demand for this thing. It's clearly popular. I'm on a few Black Series groups and forums, and love just seeing all the stuff seen from Marvel Legends and all that kind of 6-inch scale. And there's lots of people who are just getting into this line. Like last night, someone just posted, "Just bought my first 6-inch Black Series figure," and I thought, "Okay, where have you been?" It's like been around for a year and a half. So, yeah, there's loads of people just getting into this. So I think Fett's so in demand that, as you said, these things are going to sell. It's going to
Yeah.
sell.
I
So,
still get posts and emails of people sending in customs for that Boba Fett, whether it be something from the holiday special, or
yeah.
reproducing like the black and white version that Gentle Giant did. for one of their maquettes. Um, I, th- I I just don't think that people are gonna. I don't think that they're gonna have an issue selling through having Boba Fett
No.
carry forward in this in this case. It's just the only thing. It's just weird having an 8 figure assortment. You know.
Well, again, as you've kind of said it, is it maybe there to satiate the kind of needs of this people out there who want it and haven't got it? Again, I see loads of people buying multiples and multiples of clones and sandtroopers and
Mm-hmm.
feds. So, and every time I go to any store, it's Hans and Guidos that are kind of left, which we'll
Right.
talk about shortly as well, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Everyone seems to be mixed and kind of mixed barrel and complaining, why aren't we getting, EU characters? And I'm like, this is not going to be an EU line in a hurry, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm happy. I'm happy. You're getting great figures out there. You're getting more chance to get them, and you're only going to bring the cost down and down, and get it put into the hands of everybody globally, which is really good because there's still loads of countries have never even had these, little European countries, and so yeah, it's just because it's on our doorstep and we've got it doesn't mean to say everybody's got it. So at least everyone gets a chance. So they also had, where we're here and talking about it, the other waves for I think we're going to have a quick look at the other 3 3/4 stuff. I think we had that in the notes there. What do we have? Yeah, the 6 packs of the 3.75 inch as well, so they're literally just about to drop any day. We talked about them last week. What else did we have of them? That was it. So yeah, that's 3 3/4, I think, as well as the 6 inch. There's not much else on that. The other thing we had to cover was Hero Booth Cantina, which was on your site. Let me just share that if I'm not. Yep, there we go.
Right.
This is cool.
Yeah, this all kind of stemmed from the announcement that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. A couple weeks back, I believe it was Rebel Scum revealed that Toys R Us is going to have an exclusive set, which kind of fit in with the Battle on Endor kind of multi-pack that came out that had the Han, the Leia, stormtroopers, the AT-ST. There was speculation, and I didn't assume anything otherwise, that there's a Cantina Showdown set that's coming out. We all thought, I don't know anyone that thought that it was going to be a 6-inch line. We all thought it was going to be, Ponda Baba, Dr. Evazan,
Totally.
Luke, Obi-Wan, kind of like a 4-pack, kind of a quick just display set like that. And lo and behold, it turns up this week that it's actually a 2-pack of 6-inch figures, Han Solo and Greedo.
Who knew?
And no one gives 2 craps about this thing.
Well, I think we all do give a crap the fact that it's cardboard.
Yeah.
What a missed opportunity. You posted that as well. It's just wasted.
Yeah, it's cardboard seats, cardboard table, cardboard backdrop. It's and it's figures that are peg warming now.
Yep.
You could go to Toys R Us. Not so much. I mean, this is anecdotal. This is for me going to my Targets or Walmarts, which hardly even stocks Black Series figures anyway. But Target especially, there are no Han Solos or Greedos really hanging out. It's you go to Toys R Us and it's Han Solo, Slave Leia, Greedo.
Yep.
And that's about it for Black Series 6-inch figures. And now.
I was going to say that's classic Toys R Us, though. They're normally quite overpriced in Toys R Us, I think. For us, they are anyway. They want like $30 plus $35, $37 for these things. So there's no wonder these things are peg warming, but which is why I buy online. But yeah, you're right. Had this came out before these figures were released?
Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, if let's say this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive where you have like a shot
Exactly.
shot Greedo, or I don't know, just something different. It's just there's no incentive to buy here.
I know.
I mean,
Well,
there's no, bar glasses, there's no,
I know.
there's
I know.
nothing other than a nice box. And
You're right. This should have been a San Diego Comic Con exclusive, and that would have stopped this nonsense about the Silicious Crumb and the DS and all this stuff.
right.
Um,
And
because yeah, it's just packaging. Yeah.
and again, it's why does this set have a nice backdrop in it when Jabba has a black void behind it and the speeder bike has a black void behind it
Black
when it
Void.
could have
No.
easily had, Andor or Jabba's palace backdrops behind those general lease things. I don't know. It's just the designer in me that questions some of the choices and presentation for some of this stuff sometimes.
And it's also a little odd why they've packed in. I guess they've made them already, but they've packed in the Stormtrooper belt, which of course we don't really see in the cantina, which is kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
you know,
his
that's
pilot gloves. Does he need his pilot
pilot
gloves in
glove.
this?
Yeah, exactly. So
And this, yes. I don't know.
I'm a complete packaging sleaze bag for the Black Series, so I will buy it. But yeah, I mean, you're going to be looking at $40 for this thing.
Yep.
38, $39, because two figures. So that's going to be the retail, roughly, I would imagine. But no one's put a price on it as yet. As
Yeah,
far as
there
I
was
know,
the
was
the
there?
the pricing that was initially leaked at Rebel Scum. I think they had it for 60 some dollars, and that was um, you know
This
pounds. It wasn't.
£60. Okay, so
I think
let's
that's what
let's
they
do,
had on there.
do a
So I mean, it
quick
kind of
calculation,
equates to.
everybody. To use £60 for that set?
I thought that's what it said.
Oh,
$67.
Jesus, that's £100. That's
It's
$100.
it's just not.
Yeah, it's just not going to sell for that. 25, maybe something like
I
that.
thought that's what they had listed over there. We'd have to
Yeah,
look at one of our links from prior shows, but uh,
sure.
yeah, I just don't see this thing doing any kind of sales. You know,
No. Well, I mean, yet again, it means that 3 3/4 Ponda and others we don't get again. We don't get them. So, well, not for a while anyway. We don't quite know what's going on with that, I guess. But yeah,
yeah,
very confusing one. Very unusual that it appeared there, but it did that. So, Hot Wheels, I think, is our next little thing to share. Let me just double check. Yep.
let's see, where
Okay.
did that go? Hot Wheels. Yeah. We've kind of been talking about this same vehicle for it's what seems like a month now. It's they just keep kind of doling out the details regarding it. They officially, I think Hot Wheels. It kind of popped up everywhere. I think it leaked out on USA, not leaked, but it was officially announced, or they got their exclusive on USA Today. Um, the presentation is regarding, the vehicle itself is packed inside of a lightsaber, which is also packed inside of a case, which has lights and sounds. It's $40,
I know.
which seems very steep, um, considering you're going to be able to get the car itself will be available at regular retail, obviously not with the fancy packaging.
Sure.
Um, and I was going. I was having several Twitter exchanges with Hot Wheels uh, collector out there, and
Hmm.
there was some confusion regarding because Road and Track, that's a car magazine here in the U.S. I'm sure it's overseas as well. They kind of combined two stories where when the initial announcement came out for this car, they ran with that story, and they also combined the article that Jedi Temple Archives had posted regarding the R2D2 and C3PO car. Um, they kind of made it sound like all three of those vehicles were going to be San Diego exclusives, and that's not the case. It's just the Vader car that's exclusive. Um, and there are no other Star Wars offerings from Hot Wheels for San Diego, so it's
It's kind of packaging overdose for me. I mean, I'm not a Hot Wheels collector, but it's just the
yeah,
car in a lightsaber on a stand in a box, which
right,
you probably get put in a bag. So
right.
yeah,
In a box, in a suitcase. It's just like one of those nesting dolls, those Russian nesting dolls.
thousands of years, people are going to find us all buried under toys and packaging, and they're just
Right.
gonna be like, why did they put everything inside things? Anyway, yeah,
It seems like the more and more I hear about this thing now, the less and less I'm interested.
me
It just
too,
seems like
me
every
too.
week now there's some new detail about it. It's like, oh, now it's okay. It's $40. Oh, it's exclusive here. You can buy it here. You can get it at the show for this, and you can
Yep.
pre-order it and buy it after the show for this. Um, it's I'm kind of over it now. I don't care if
I
I ever
know.
see this car again. Obviously, um,
There's been a lot of hype around it. There's been a
I
lot
know.
of hype around it,
And
and
I think we do it
it's
to
a
ourselves too.
tiny
It's
little
just
toy.
like, we're starving for something new, and
It's true. God, we're never happy, are we? As collectors, we're always complaining about something.
yeah,
Never mind. Well, something we don't need to complain about was completely out the blue. Normally, the Tokyo Toy Show, of all the years I've looked at it, is lean and thin for Star Wars stuff. But it was
yep,
fat and juicy this year, wasn't it?
yeah,
You had some footage you grabbed from other sites, and so did I. But kind of one that I thought did a good job of at least pulling it from quite a few different sites was so it's everywhere. But Jedi Insider had pulled a good selection of images. Everybody was really pulling from one a site called Hobby Search. So it's really credit to them, really overall. But yeah, SHFiguarts, Bandai, Tomy Takara, and I think that was the three main ones that got the license. But these were kind of unusual. Was not expecting this 6-inch glut of figures.
yeah, not
Um,
at all. I mean, we got the announcement from who was the last one that was, Metacom with their Mass
Medicom, that's right,
Effect
with a little, yep,
or
yep,
MayFX line for the Vader. So we're getting that one. Now we're getting this one, and then we're also getting the Samurai
that's right. That was it. Yep, that
version,
was the
which
name.
is pretty cool.
That
And
is
we're now getting, um, you know, the SHFiguarts Stormtrooper. We're gonna get a
Mhm.
Samurai Stormtrooper, obviously based on there
So we
was a
will.
solicitation image I saw as well. Um,
Just to pause for 1 second, that samurai Darth just sharing on screen just now. Look at the detail
it's
on that
awesome.
chest plate.
It's
That's
very cool.
beautiful. That's really something else. Now I don't know anything. I don't know anything here, but I can pretty much I know one thing is that I don't think you'll ever see these in the US. These are import only figures. All of
Right,
these.
right.
Hasbro has this license for Australia, for Europe, for UK. They don't have it for Japan, as far as I know. You ain't gonna see these on shelf, so you'll have to get one of your online retailers to pick these up. I love these little winkle picker boots there. The little, it's just bizarre.
Yeah,
And the red sea, it's just beautiful. That piece. That's my
yeah.
favorite of a lot of them.
And
But
there was an actual, full-scale Samurai Vader outfit you could buy, a couple years back. I remember
that's right.
posting that.
Okay.
It went for like 5 grand or something like that. You could purchase an actual wearable. I think it was obviously meant to be more of a display piece.
Hmm.
But man,
No, these.
it's not exactly like that. It's very in the same vein, obviously, being a samurai style outfit, but the same kind of with the imperial symbol on the
On
top
the
of the
crest of it.
helmet,
Yep. Yep.
and
No,
and
it's
kind of the
beautiful
design of the armor. So
and
yeah,
articulated too.
it's
So
articulated. Yeah,
that's going to be a real special one, I think. But there was tons of stuff. This weird car range from Takari Tommy.
yep,
The yeah, bizarre. Just
yep.
bizarre, really. I don't know what's going on there. Competition for Hot Wheels. Everybody seems to be making cars at the moment.
Cheap, I guess.
This, well, it's true. This caught my interest because this is very like the well, it's not really kind of like the die-cast ones we had that they look higher quality. But Tomy used to do these vehicles many, many years ago, and you could buy them. I think some of these are rehashed. I had
Yeah,
a
there was
few of
something
these.
familiar about some of these. I couldn't quite place it, but
If you've ever seen the role playing game, the Star Wars role playing game, they've got an excellent Falcon. It's as light as paper, but it's a beautifully detailed ship. A little bit better than that one, I would have said. But they look a little plain, a little, yeah, don't know. But
yeah, so they have these small scale vehicles. They have model kits that are
heads,
they're not just model kits either. They're articulated figures. It's just
it's
so
nuts.
much came out of this show, like the head collection stuff. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
10 different heads. I'm not quite sure of scale. I mean, they seem kind of small, but
But I mean, yet again, I don't know if you used to collect them. I collected them as well. Yet again, they were Takara Tomy figures.
yep,
I used to have these. Well, certainly Fett and Stormtrooper and Darth. They were all a collectible series, or maybe that was Kodabakaya. I think it was. They had magnets as well. That was a
yep. I
different
have I
range.
have some of the magnets.
So these look bigger, but
Yep.
don't know about the look. It's always the same when they get to real Han Solo. That's not Han Solo. That's Han Solo's long lost brother somewhere. But yeah, very unusual. They had large scale vehicles and figures, which kind of looked at first, I thought, like the command line.
Right.
You know, that large display they had at Toy Fair.
But yeah, those are pretty sizable. Like that Star Destroyer is
Yeah,
pretty immense. And then they have these other model kits that have like with the X-wing and the TIE fighters, they have these Death Star trench
yeah,
type bases that include the torpedoes with the you know exhaust port in the floor. It's just there's
it's
just a ton
insane.
of stuff that came out at this
I know.
show, or that was at least shown. I don't know how much of it will actually come out.
That's true. I mean, you see this stuff and then sometimes it never makes it. This was from Bandai, this X-Wing, which I'm guessing is you press the buttons and you hear sound effects
Right.
or something, or lights, or I don't know. But
Yeah.
unusual. But there was something else I wanted to show. There's a little bit more of the detail. God, even the missiles firing into
Yeah.
the. That's nuts. That's insane. Oh boy, I don't know the scale of this one. I think this was about 6 inches tall.
Yep. They're the 1/12 scale model kits.
1/12. My
So
apologies.
that's if you think 1/6 scale is a 12-inch figure from Sideshow, let's say,
Hmm. Hmm.
1/12 is half that, so they're 6 inches.
Yeah,
And they're
no fun.
articulated. They're not just static. So
That's
there's
true.
there's
Yeah.
an R2D2. It's got some attachments for different arms and whatnot. And there's an R5D4. It's just
Pizza cutter,
there's
fantastic.
yeah. It's just
Stormtrooper looks great there, but there's other photographs where he doesn't look quite as cool. But
yeah. That's again that one's a model kit in that
yeah,
image you're showing there. There just seems to be a ton of stuff.
what is
Ton of
that?
offerings. That's
Space
a
War
indoor.
Mousetrap.
Yeah, it's like an
That is
indoor
Mousetrap.
roller coaster thing. I believe I posted earlier this week about that. It's like one of those things that you have this steel ball that kind of rolls down the track and it goes all around it. I don't know.
And unless you're Steve Sansweet, you just can't. You can't get all this stuff. It's insane.
Yeah, there's that, and
It's
then there's these weird egg star things that are coming up. It's like transformable egg-shaped characters, and there's half a dozen of these as well. There's Vader, R2D2, C3PO, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett.
fat thigh 3PO there. That just looks crazy. It's just I don't get this.
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a Boba Fett there, and we never saw that one shown. Very Japanese, absolutely nuts. And then these little cool ones. I saw these on your site
Yeah,
after I
I
posted this
I
actually.
don't mind those too much actually. I'm not gonna get them. I'll say that right now. I'm not picking up any of this stuff other than possibly the uh, 6-inch Vader Stormtrooper
Sure.
figures,
Well,
and it kind of snowballs, I guess. I'll probably do the samurai Vader as well,
Oh yeah,
depending
yeah,
on
for sure.
cost.
I think so. I think so.
But yeah, I don't need anything like this, super deformed
I'm a bit
Vader
of a super
Stormtrooper.
deformed sleaze myself. I quite like that Mighty Mug style and that kind of stuff. This looks very much based off the Hero Cross.
Hmm.
Certainly the Stormtrooper anyway. That squat little Stormtrooper I reviewed one a while ago on my channel. God knows, I ended
Was
up
that
getting
the
rid of it
was that the
because
metal one you had talked about?
it was. That's right. It's a tiny little small kind of metal figure. Very unusual. Great build and great quality, but just I don't know. It just didn't really fit in anywhere. They did release a black hole version, and I
Yeah,
think
I
they had a
remember
Vader at
that.
one point. They just have that slightly kind of anime video game style to them. But you're right that pretty much the SHFiguarts are the ones I think to really pick up on, and they have some excellent Iron Man and Iron Patriot figures, which are selling like hotcakes at the
What
moment.
kind of on a little tangent here, but I can't remember the name of the line. Um, I know there's an Iron Man line that has a very similar style to these. Um,
Particularly imaginative. Is that what you mean?
Imagine it. It's more, on that super deformed line. It's like,
Oh, the eggs, the Iron Man egg, kind of little characters, little sort
yeah, I can't
of
think of
like
what they're called.
babies or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
but
that's
that's what I
Kodabakaya.
that's what I thought of with those as well. Um,
So yeah, from no news to suddenly, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday this came out. I've only just read
Kind of
through it all
seems
today. Yeah,
seems like that always happens.
it does. So a complete splurt of news. But yes, check out Yakface.com. You get a good listing of all. You pulled together a lot of stuff there. But yeah, Jared and Sarah just seem to pull some of it together. Star Wars Weekends is, of course, a very US thing. And you posted some stuff.
Yep,
Subscription
they had
efforts
a
or something.
bunch of new merchandise available this weekend. The Disney Parks blog had posted an announcement regarding this, where they were having a bunch of, um, like apparel, and that was, regular Star Wars stuff. Also, Star Wars Rebels. They had, uh, shirts and accessory, type things,
Mhm.
and also Vinylmation had an exclusive 2-pack this week, or this weekend. It's a R5D4 and a Jawa is in that 2-pack, and this was originally that 2-pack was originally supposed to come out in Series 1, I believe. They're on Series 4 now, and they just didn't slot it in, and it just kind of got pushed, and they found a way to get those out to the public, um, and so they were released as a 2-pack in for the Star Wars weekends. I know all
So
this now because I'm a complete Vinylmation horror or something. I don't know. I'm slowly but
you're
surely.
admitting it to the public, don't worry. You're sharing your disease. So you got these. You got these. The R5D4, and
They're coming.
they're coming up.
I am getting them. I know Kevin is picking them up for me from Vinylmation
He's a
World.
Vinylmation pimp, Kevin. If you're
Yeah,
watching this, you
he's
really are.
got
He's
me.
just
He's paid in full. I just have to wait for them to arrive. I've got a big box of Vinylmation coming to me, so
yeah.
I'm
If
pretty
anybody does know Kevin, definitely check him out. Collectible21.com. I think he's
right.
incorporated his vinyl badness into Collectible21, which was really a Star Wars site originally, but he's a great guy.
Yep.
So check him out. So that was Star Wars merchandise. What else did we have? We had this was something I found next, which was talk about bizarre. I don't recall ever seeing anything like this. A good friend of mine, Wolf Coughlin, shared this with me, thinking, of course, that I'd seen it because I've seen pretty much everything Star Wars, and I was like, nope, never seen this one, which was a Star Wars knife set. May the knife be with you. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not like I've seen this product before. I
Oh, you
just
have? All right,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a recent announcement. I think I might have seen it posted, on ThinkGeek. Maybe might have
Oh, yeah.
advertised it at one point. I'm not sure if it's still on their site now, but I do remember seeing this, and I'm like, what won't they make if they're
I did.
making X-wings holding knives? It's like,
There's no limit to the Star Wars license. I raised this at Celebration Europe, the panel. We were talking about it, raising the point. It was like, at what point do we not licensed stuff because it's just getting a bit nuts. It's not the worst thing, but it's just really
Right.
knives.
That's
Anyway, yeah, it's kind of different, kind of out there. So if you want knives, then who knows? The minute they start putting Wave One or Series One on this, you know you're in trouble
yeah.
because we're
Here's
going to
one
need a bigger
knife.
kitchen. That's what it's going to be. Um, what else we have? This was the next one, which was the Inquisitor.
Yeah,
Uh,
Gentle Giant made a couple announcements this week. The Inquisitor Maquette from Star Wars Rebels went up for pre-order this week. I think it was basically for Premier Guild members first to pick this up. Um, this was officially revealed the week prior by Yoda's News. The maquette has an
that's right.
alternate head sculpt that includes a Sith Inquisitor helmet as the switch out accessory. Um, I can't remember the price on this. I don't have it pulled up at the moment. I think it was in the $130 range.
Yep, one
Um,
two nine is on screen just now.
yeah,
Yep.
so that's available now. I, I think it's going to be a pretty low production run for this, judging by some of the minimum order information they have posted on their site.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Minimum order 1,000. I don't know whether anyone's ordering 1,000. Maybe they've given away the details there, but
right. So this is available now for pre-order, expected to ship at the end of the year, fourth quarter. So
as we were saying last week, that helmet is really quite a nice addition.
yeah, I like
To me,
having
it's better than the
having
what do you call that species again? The Tion Medon
it's the
character species. I can't remember. Anyway,
see there's the Utai, which are the short ones, and the Powans, which are the
there you go.
taller humanoid creatures. So
Hence Utapau. Didn't know that. There you go.
that's right.
Fantastic.
Don't ask me why I remember that, but I do.
No, that's good.
See what else? Gentle Giant this week also they announced a Father's Day sale a couple days ago. That's running from June 11th to June 18th. It's basically a discount on various in-stock merchandise. A fairly decent assortment of things as well. There's everything from maquettes to
clones, Ghost Rider.
the jumbo Kenner figures to minibus. So if you're looking to save some like for instance, there's the Reis, however you pronounce it. There's a deluxe minibus of that regularly. That's $75. It's on sale for $45.
45.
So
Nice.
I mean, that's a pretty decent discount there. General Veer's minibus, again, regularly $75, on sale for $45. They've got the AFX exclusive Kenner Jumbo 3-pack, which includes the Gonk droid, R5D4, and Death Star droid with the backdrop. Originally, it was $200, and it's on sale for $125. That's
Deadpool corpse, fantastic.
Yep, Deadpool. And this stuff ranges from Marvel to Star Wars to Walking Dead, not Return of the King, but Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
So
very good.
Yeah, if you're looking for any of this type of stuff that we mentioned, we'll provide a link in the show notes. Otherwise, you could visit either of our sites probably and look for the Gentle Giant link to the Vader's Day sale.
Indeed. The next thing I was going to try was we couldn't. Where's this link here? The Lego Lightsabers.
Right. The Lego Lightsabers thing is not an official release by any means, but it's one of those kind of fan-based deals where people are looking for votes in order for it to actually get produced. It's kind of like the Lego Kuso ideas
Hmm.
type of type of product, and I'm I'm kind of interested in this actually.
You're not allowed. You spent all your money in vinyl mason.
I know, but having a
They are
line
cool.
of lightsabers that you could build with Lego, and I think they're probably pretty close to scale. I mean, judging by some of those Lego minifigures that are in some of those photos.
Mm.
But to be able to build a Luke lightsaber from Return of the Jedi or a Darth Vader lightsaber, I think that's kind of
It is, and it's
a
surprising
neat
why they've not
avenue.
actually jumped on that already. Actually, it's yeah. But Lego ideas, as we talked about the other week, the once you get your 10,000 votes, chances are they might really look at this, given they've got the license as well. So
Right.
they make bespoke and weird little things like architect sets of Frank Lloyd Wright's house, if anybody knows what that is, and Sydney Opera House and stuff, and
Right.
Taj Mahal. And so why can't they make some lightsabers? Probably going to sell a little bit more, but that is cool. And I think with the addition of the minifigures as well, that'd be a really good way to get some Jedi out there that you've never seen before.
Yep.
That can be really good. Nice.
Let's see. What else
That's next.
this week?
We had
Moving on to Lego.
Covenant.
Anovos. Obviously, we had mentioned this or this retailer before. They're producing the replica uh, uh, costumes for the Bespin Luke starting off. Now they announced that they're doing the Bespin Han Solo, and it's the full outfit: shirt, coat, pants, and holster. You could buy the holster separately, but they announced that you could get the
Whole lot for 960. Wow.
960 is for just the clothing portion of it, and that
Oh, really?
does not include the boots. Um, so
Jeez.
that's kind of spendy, but if you're looking for very accurate cosplay type of
Yeah.
stuff, I guess that's a decent alternative. Um,
I
and
think
then you could
go ahead. Sorry.
you could get the holster itself or by itself for 375,
Wow.
and that does not include the gun. So
I'm guessing the qualities are going to be there for that price. Because that's just for a holster alone. Wow, that's quite a lot
yeah,
of money. But then, like, I think, as I said to you, when I bought a Stormtrooper suit and you buy all these things and you look at all the accessories that go with it, like the voice changer box and the appropriate guns and so forth, and it ain't cheap to cosplay well.
right.
And at least this stuff is licensed and someone's getting paid for it, and it looks the part. It looks the part.
Yeah, so
Um,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I'm
It's
not buying one.
you have to eat. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not either. I don't look like Han Solo for one thing, and I can't afford it for another another reason. So,
The next one was used well. It was my God.
um,
If you want to do your kitchen, we had knives. If you now want to decorate your car, well,
car. Yes.
car mats.
MyCoolCarStuff.com. They've been teasing for a couple weeks now. They've had several exclusives. There was a let's see. First off, there was a kind of a keychain set that had Boba Fett. I think was the theme of that one. And then they were teasing that there's going to be a car floor mat um, series of exclusives where there would be a different color floor mat available each day of San Diego Comic Con.
Good
Um,
God.
I know it's a stormtrooper floor mat, kind of like those basic rubber floor mats that has a stormtrooper helmet design on it along with the Imperial cog. Um, Preview night of CDCC is gray, and then each day after that, the color changes, and they're limited to 48 um, sets. You get two floor mats in each set, per day of each color. So the next day is green, let's say. Um, there are only 48 sets available that day. Then the next day is pink or red or
That,
blue, whatever. So throughout the entire con, you can get a different set of floor mats.
that is just insane.
Yeah,
You
and
can't collect that stuff. That's
yeah, it's I never imagined, the automotive industry getting into the whole Star Wars stuff, but they have. There are different. I
if they
ran
can get
into
a
a Star
license.
Wars thing today. Actually, I was at the Mall of America with my family, and I went to Hot Topic and stopped in there, and there was a car air freshener, Star Wars car air freshener in there. Um, I didn't look to see how much it was or anything, but it's just like, what don't they slap Star Wars on anymore? It's like
That's it.
air fresheners, car mats,
If they can do it and make money from it, they will.
toilet paper. Do they have Star Wars toilet paper yet?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do somewhere. Uh, that's nuts. I can't believe the different colors. That's the real cracker. You also wanted to mention, I think you had the Spirit Yoda Bank.
Yes. We kind of revealed that a couple weeks or a couple shows back that Diamond Select was going to have the Spirit Yoda uh, bank, the mini bust bank, available. They revealed just a couple days ago the edition size of that at 1,500 or 1,500 pieces, and that kind of coincides with prior convention exclusives. They've kind of kept it around that 1,500 edition size. They didn't release a price in their press materials, but I don't imagine it being anything different as well. So
Mm.
prior ones have been about $30. So
So a little bit more available than the 48 different
yeah,
car
floor
mats.
mats. Yeah,
So, but there you go.
a little
I think
bit
the last
easier
thing
to
we've
display probably.
got there again was which was Hallmark
Hallmark.
collecting.
Yeah, I think there's here in the U.S. There's a huge Hallmark uh, Christmas ornament following, I would say. Um, I don't know about where you are,
Yeah.
um,
Not in the UK
but
either. It's not big at all.
there are websites devoted to following Hallmark and their product announcements and whatnot. So in prior years, during July, there's always like the I can't remember what they call it officially, but there's like a ornament preview
Yep.
where you could buy essentially all of the ornaments for that year during that weekend. Um, and during that weekend, they typically have an exclusive ornament that you can only get during that time. Um, Last year, I think was it the Leia in Bausch disguise? I'd have to look. I'd collect those damn things too.
Oh my god.
I'm looking at it right. I see it. It's right over there.
But it's, in all seriousness, this is what makes your site, and I think what we do with this thing as well, so good because you do collect everything.
I know.
You do know all these details. You know all this stuff, which is so cool. But
So
yes,
they've
it's awful a lot
they've
of stuff.
had they had every year prior to this one. I think they've had a limited edition ornament available, and I emailed them a couple days ago asking, because usually we would know by now because
Sure.
next month is June or July already. Typically we would have known by now, and I got an official response from Hallmark saying, unfortunately, they do not have a limited edition ornament this year for this preview event. So that kind of bummed out a bunch of Hallmark people, I would guess. For me, it didn't. I mean, it's just one less thing to have to try to track down, because at San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con, they're having an exclusive Hallmark ornament, and it's the Wampa, and you can't get that anywhere else but at those two events, and they'll go for they're probably $30 ornament at both of those shows, it'll go for 100 plus easily on eBay after that. So I've never bothered trying to pick up the convention exclusive ornaments just because they're ridiculously overpriced. So
It's not something I collect, but I've seen these for years. Trips and travels to the US. I've been there
yeah,
at Christmas times, many a year, and just seen the amount of stuff that's there. I'm right in thinking over the years, if you were to collect all these Hallmark Star Wars ornaments, your tree would fall through the floor because there's just
right.
been so many of these released. And there's Star Trek ones. I've seen Marvel ones, I'm sure,
Yep.
and all the Disney stuff as well. So yeah, you could be.
Yeah, I have those comic boxes that are they're the standard file size boxes, but they're what 3 feet long maybe or 2.5 feet long by a foot wide that hold comic books. I have three of those, I think, that are filled with ornaments dating back to 1996 or whenever the ornament line launched. It's just like I don't. I'm not heartbroken they're not having a limited edition one this year. So
You had a little tell there, which I think I've got too, which is the minute we can go. I think I've got. If you don't know, we have too much. That's the
yeah,
problem we have. Never mind.
yeah,
Well done for getting the deets on the whether they were coming out or not, which was useful. So I think that's
right.
it. That's it for toy collectible stuff.
Yeah, that leads us into TV, movie, book, and game news. The biggest and probably the most quote unquote important thing that came out this week was Harrison Ford got an owie.
He did.
He either got crushed by the Falcon's ramp or by some other set piece or whatever, but
Hydraulic door, I think it was. That was mentioned.
something fell on him and it broke his ankle, and he had to be airlifted out by helicopter to the local or area hospital, and he was kept under observation for that, and also some chest pains or chest trauma or something. I don't know. It's hard to decipher some of these reports. Sometimes you hear that, oh, he hurt his foot, he hurt his ankle, he got crushed by a door, I don't know.
So yeah, I mean,
Read his
essentially,
last
Steve's.
will, his last
I
rites.
know. It's just like the bloody thing, isn't it? Of course, we just start to get these films and something goes wrong. It's like, no, don't do that. But yeah, Steve Sansweet raised the news, and it was from Variety, and we're just waiting for Variety to load after its atrocious adverts it introduces. But yeah, 71-year-old. This news went absolutely nuts everywhere. You even mention episode 7, and it just goes ballistic. But hydraulic door reportedly fell down and hit him, possibly fracturing his ankle. But yeah, he lifted across. He's going to get gold star treatment like no one on earth right now. Only the start of the biggest movie to hit next year. But yeah, that'll be fun. Not. So yeah, that was Harrison Ford, and the next thing we had was oh yeah, this was kind of unusual. So we had Harrison Ford, but then we also had this rather odd video. Let me just share this with you. Don't know if you had a chance to see this, but this is slightly bizarre. It was someone who's literally taken A New Hope and alphabetized every single word in the movie and put together a YouTube video so that it starts with A, and there's 201 mentions of the word A, not a Canadian A, but an A. And it runs through the entire. So let's just jump through a little fast forward. Commander, there's one mention of comments, there's one mention of commission. It's nuts. I don't know why this person did, but some of it's kind of interesting. There's some really highly used words, and there's a little graph. You can't see it here, but on the larger version, he's got a little peak graph showing you the most used words, which I think is towards the end of the movie, and I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it's nuts. So E was one of the top ones. Them is used 41 times. Every single instance of this word in the movie they've put into this sequence. So if you want to watch Star Wars A to Z, there you go. Or Z if you're in the UK. Kind of nuts. There you go. 312 is the biggest usage. So yes,
Yeah,
bizarre, but I had to put that in there just to commend the fact that someone actually took the
you have to
time to
be
do that.
pretty committed in order to
Yeah,
put that
definitely.
together.
So the next one was one of our friends at Dan at StarWarsCollector.com. Great site if you're interested in high def photo galleries. He lovingly takes photographs of everything. But he was in London last week, and he popped this up on his website, which just caught my eye, and I just retweeted it out. So Amazon now has grabbed the Netflix previously Netflix only season 6, the Lost Missions, whatever you want to call it, and it's now available on Amazon's Instant Video, $1.99 for SD and $2.99 for high def. So yeah, it's no longer exclusive. The thing I was kind of mentioning was that's wonderful news, but the rest of the world still has no way to watch it legally.
Actually, it was
Or
where
Germany.
did I see
Germany
that?
had it.
It was released on a bunch of different formats. Not just uh, the Amazon route.
Oh really?
I can't remember where I
iTunes
saw
or
that.
something? Or,
I'd have to. I can't. I don't know why it wasn't posted officially on the Star Wars website. I didn't see it there, but I saw a post somewhere that it's on. Geez, I'm totally blanking on it right now, but there
well,
are
look,
different
different sites
streaming,
that.
yeah, that you could
Okay.
pick it up on. It's
It's a
available
weird
through
thing that.
Windows and
Oh, okay.
just all these different things.
Chances are it's still not outside the US. So,
Yeah, I don't. Where the heck did I see that? Clone
but the one thing that
6.
kind of is confusing is, I mean, if you are made a product, we'd really want to talk about it and market it and make sure it was we told people where they can get it, and nothing from StarWars.com. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Nuts. Anyway,
I'd have to
it's been
find
a
it.
very, very weird season to release it in Germany in a German language, and then to release it in the US only, but not even Canada. It's on Netflix in the US, but it's not even Netflix in the UK. It's just like, why bother? I mean, it's just like, go pirate the things. Why don't you? It's just, I find
Right.
it really frustrating. If you want to cut down on piracy, release it. Then no one pirates it, or very few do. But this just teases piracy like nothing else. So. Yeah, not a great move, but anyway, if you're lucky enough to be in an Amazon.com US supported region, then you can get it. The other one was we talked about this last week. Sorry, did you find
Just
somewhere
one
with the
second. Yeah,
news?
I found it.
Okay.
I've went over to Star Wars Timeline Gold's Facebook page that's run by Nathan P. Butler. He has a post from June 9th on his wall there. It says Netflix exclusivity for Clone Wars is already over, is now available on Apple iTunes,
All
Amazon,
right.
Google, Microsoft, Sony, Verizon, and Vudu.
Wow.
So,
It ain't available outside the US though. That's for sure.
right, it's U.S. and Canada for most of these
Yep.
listings. So,
Which is a
blah.
shame.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good. Google Play for Android users. Fantastic. Nice.
right.
That's a good. At least they're spreading it out there,
It's getting out there.
but yeah, it's taking its time. Oh, never mind. Well, you mentioned this last week. I didn't realize there was another set of Yoda Chronicles on the way. I thought it was the Darth Vader Chronicles that was next, but I just
Right.
saw this that it just happened to be on like Star Wars YouTube, and there we go. Lego Star Wars, the new Vader Chronicles, and there's a little clip there with some Jar Jar,
Was he talking to himself?
he was talking to another fellow Gungan. We got a bit of Greedo, we got a Ponda Baba, Hammerhead. The little Bith dudes, and the Rancors inside the cantina. If you can just see this video we're sharing here. So it's only a little tease, but I guess that supports the cantina set, and
Right.
but that'll be nice. And there's War and Lego, so we might be getting that after all. That other part of that cantina, it looks very likely that we should get it from Lego. The fact they share these models, but yeah, a little quick sketch of Darth in the cantina, and droids finally get to come in. And R5 does some breakdancing, as he does. But it looks good. And this actually airs in the US tomorrow, I believe,
Yep,
8:30
that's right.
Central, 11:30. Is that 8:30 a.m. or 8:30 p.m.? I don't know.
PM, probably. Nah, I don't know. I'd have to look.
So it's Disney XD that'll be on, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a little nice little tip. You mentioned that last week, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was coming out. So yeah, Disney XD, or available on probably BitTorrent for a lot of other people. It's just the way it goes. I think the next thing was you. I think for the
Yeah,
news
there was a announcement last week. Who was it? It was the Chancellor of the Exchequer from the UK visited the set from the UK, or visited the set from Episode
London.
7 with J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy and R2-D2 and the window of the Millennium Falcon in the background. He visited the set of Episode 7 and later made an announcement that there was going to be filming for one of the standalone Star Wars films was going to be filmed in the UK as well, starting next year. We still don't know what the subject matter of that movie is and who's directing it, so it's just basically talk at this point until they officially announce anything, So
The Further Adventures of Jocasta Nu.
something.
So something. Who knows? It's good that it's going to be in the UK. I mean, it's the kind of home of Star Wars filming, after all. Yeah, it's unusual to my mind that it would have been cheaper, but I guess it's the tax that makes the difference to do it as opposed to the US. But yeah, that's good for the UK. Well done. Well done for that. So who knows? We'll find out more soon enough. And the only other thing I think we had was our fellow friends. They're on Board Conversation, and they've been on some other bits and pieces with us, and we often talk about their content here in the Realm Recap. Was the ImperialShipyards.net, their long-running podcast. Tamer and Chad Hitchcock, huge Star Wars collectors and fans and G.I. Joe fans. They've switched on to a video podcast as well, so damn it, Jason, we have competition. So, but they do a great job of this, and again, they're really, if you love custom stuff, they're really good at getting into the depths and details of that stuff, and both Chad and Tamer have been doing this for a long, long time, so yeah, nice to see them doing the video thing. So and they give a little shout to us as well, so we thought we'd give a shout back to them too.
Absolutely.
And that was it, I think.
That was it.
What didn't you buy?
What didn't I buy? I didn't buy it. I have nothing to officially report for this week, which is
officially.
Officially, I made some purchases on the side, and I don't have them yet. I'm not going to count them. So,
okay.
I bought a shirt. Okay, it's on the way. I'm not going to say what it is yet, so no one can.
Okay.
So no one gets it and one-ups me for my next. I don't know if I'll have it for next week's show or whatever, but we'll see.
Good.
What else did I buy?
You bought an air freshener.
No, I didn't. I only.
Oh, you didn't buy it. Okay.
I didn't buy it. No, I was extremely reserved this week. I was on eBay a lot and sold some stuff, but I didn't buy anything as much as I was tempted to. I just didn't pull the trigger. So
good.
I'm proud of myself.
Good for you. Well, I bought the Darth Bane, Cad Bane, Denal Fang. Darth Bane. Cad Bane. I'll pick that up. And just some Deadpool Marvel Legends. That was one of the ones that I finally grabbed a different version and different color of. But no Star Wars. So yeah, nothing for me again. So a quiet week. And that was us, I think.
That's good.
The Realm Recap, number 19. Wow.
Number 19. We'd like to thank everyone for, again, watching and sharing and commenting and whatnot for the past week. We will be back next week with our next episode 20. It's crazy. This is crazy.
20 weeks.
20 weeks. Again, thanks, everyone. We really appreciate it. And we will see you all again. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Adios. See ya.